Hey guys, it's James doing another Ask the Doctor today. I've asked a whole. I'm trying to get back into it to try to make it a regular series. At least one, maybe two a week for the next month. So crossing the fingers and see if it'll happen. So we got the book of questions here, and I've got 6 questions from different people. So let's see what they have to say. The first one is from Mike N. King Arthur with Charlie Hunnam. The best ever, or what can you tell me? I haven't seen the latest King Arthur telling. It just happens that I haven't, obviously. But I've seen a whole lot. I know a lot about the legend, obviously. Well, not obviously, but, I'm kind of suited on the whole King Arthur story, Lady of the Lake, Morgana, Mordred, Lancelot, the whole story. So, I've seen countless interpretations. The one I haven't seen this one, obviously, but the one I hated the most is probably the one with Clive Owen that just bored me to tears. The best King Arthur's retelling I thought was the 1981 Excalibur. I mean, it's stylized, it's stylish, but, it holds true to the myth. It's a little, it's more for the adults, but it's still grand, epic. It's incredible storytelling, mythic. It's an awesome adventure. So I don't have it on Blu-ray, but it's one of my I need to get sometime in the near future ones. So yeah, I'm gonna. Excalibur is probably my favorite King Arthur retelling. Number 2. It's from Sean S. People aside, what, if anything, do you miss about the 315? Okay, for people that don't know, the logo's from Nashua, New Hampshire. 315 is the area code for the Syracuse area. So, I really miss my old house. I miss just sitting on my porch. I miss going around my generous acreage, the woods in my backyard. Even as a man, I would go up in a tree in my backyard and just look at the view because the house that sat on the top of a hill that looked across like miles and miles of what they call the valley area into downtown, into East Syracuse, into parts of towards the south, and it was just incredible to live there. And I do kind of miss doing things on the weekends, like comic shops, movies, and whatever. But I primarily work, like I don't work Saturdays, but Fridays and Sundays I work. I fully support myself, so it's like kind of hard to do these things nowadays. I'm more focused on my bills than anything. Maybe. I'm not saying it wasn't, because I had the same problems back home, but people would be like, "Oh, I'll get you, I'll cover your movie or whatever," because people are really cool. But I don't really do. I don't. It's just the little things. I miss like hanging out with my friend Matt Nespors for like Friday nights, and waking up from a drunken stupor there, or even say playing video game hockey with him. I kind of miss that. I miss joking around my friend Jason. I miss I kind of just missed the whole area, but I have my reasons for being in Nashua, and my reasons are true, and they're bold, and they keep me here. So, yep. Question number 3 is from Mark Z number 1. I have 2 Mark Z's on this list, so this is the first one. Should marijuana be legalized nationwide? Yeah. Yes. I don't partake. I'll never partake, but It's like, from for all intents and purposes, it's more like, if I would say, if you're gonna outlaw marijuana, you should outlaw alcohol, because you have more fatalities, more arrests from alcohol related incidents than, say, marijuana related whatevers. And it's more, alcohol's more damaging than marijuana, so I would just, it's just, I don't know why. I mean, I know why, because they're under the old wives' tale that it's a gateway drug. And that's preposterous, I would say. It's not everyone that does marijuana is going to say, I need to get a higher high, or mellower or whatever. It just it happens, but not everyone's going to do it. Question number 4 is from Jason M. Do you believe war is necessary? Yes. It's like when you're in school and you're facing down a bully, and say you only back down so many times before you have to fight back. Now, war is more, it's more complicated than that, I would say, but it's still more, people aren't, you can only tell someone they need to fly right so many times, and you can only punish them so many times, and they will, if somebody does strike back, it's not like you can strike at you or like take an offensive. You can't exactly just sit back and say, so he bombed one of my cities, what are you gonna do? I mean, when say the terrorist attacks in 2001 happened, it was a blemish. It wasn't something you could just sit back and let happen. You had to strike back. You had to let them know, we're not, you can't freaking can't do this. You can't put your stamp on the world and do it. People are going to fight back and they're going to get you. Okay. So I'm going to go like a couple of spoiler-based questions. So if you, primarily for Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and a couple of Michael Rooker movies. So if you haven't seen any of them, primarily Guardians of the Galaxy 2, just stop now if you don't want to be spoiled. So I have a couple of questions from the second Mark Z. So the first one I have from him is there anyone that is worse luck than Michael Rooker at playing a bad guy turning good guy? Or should I say, he seems to die every role he plays? Well, that's true. But, it's not like he's, it's not like they surprise him with what's going to happen. He takes the roles. I mean, granted, maybe the Walking Dead one with Merle, it was supposed to be a throwaway for the first season, but he came back, obviously. But like, say, Slither, where he mutates into a slug-like being and almost takes over the world, it's not like it's not like a surprise during filming they drop on him. And I would say yes. I mean, he's okay with it. If you've seen him in interviews, he's a happy fellow. He's excited to be doing what he's doing. He loves his roles, and but I would say Sean Bean might have worse luck. I mean, you've seen all the memes. I've seen a whole bunch of videos where just like Sean Bean dies, and from multiple roles. So he might have worse luck than Michael Rooker. Last question is from, again, the second Mark Z. Which Guardians of the Galaxy did you think was better? It might be a toss-up. I thought the second one was more emotional. It touched me a bit more. I thought it was more of a story, more of a meaty movie. It went to places I didn't think was possible in, say, a space opera. I mean, granted, Empire Strikes Back is more or less, the same way, just character development and whatnot. But, well, at least a Marvel space movie, I didn't think, it was. I've never cried at a Marvel movie before, or even a space opera. But what happens at the end with Yandu, and it just made me cry. And anytime I listen to I have the soundtrack, so anytime I listen to the song "Father and Son," that gets me. So, however, the first one I've probably seen the most out of all the Marvel movies. It's just a fun little, like I said, I like space operas. I like space movies. It's a fun little adventure movie. I wouldn't say, little is probably a bit of an exaggeration, because it was my favorite movie for 2014. So, I might say Guardians 2 probably touched me a bit more. I probably appreciate that. Even though, what it does sell adds a lot more to an already great movie. So, some days it's probably a toss-up. Today I'm going to say Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Tomorrow might be the first one. So, okay, that's this round of questions. I'm trying to answer at least 100 questions this month. So I'm going to be asking and nagging about trying to get some more questions in. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll actually be recording the show right after this with 9 questions from one person in particular. So thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you on the next episode.